Hey, so I'm here with the head MMA coach, George Hickman at Tiger Muay Thai. We're going to run through technique of the week. This week's technique, we saw in the weekend when Dan Henderson landed a head kick on Hector Lombard. So we'll run through that technique. It's been used many times throughout history. Cro Cop's famous for this technique. I've also used this technique myself when I got a head kick over Hatsuyoki, so it's a very effective technique. So we're just going to run through it. It's a good technique from an open stance. So if me and my opponent have opposite stances, okay? So we both have our power legs back, okay? So what we noticed in the weekend, Dan Henderson landed his right hand or his H-bomb on Hector Lombard. He hurt him with it a few times. He dropped him with it once. So that's going to get two reactions out of my partner. So I'm going to throw my right hand. I'm going to either get my opponent to start slipping away from that right hand, or he's going to bring this hand from his guard in front of his face, okay? So I'm going to come in, throw my right hand, throw it halfway, and bring the kick up, okay? My opponent's going to be slipping that way towards the kick, and his guard is going to be taken from his defensive stance. If he left it here and slipped, I'm going to land on his arm, okay? But because I've landed this punch first, I've drawn it away from him, okay? I'm bringing it in front of his face. So when I feint it, he brings that hand forward, I throw my kick over the top and onto my opponent's neck, okay? So I'll run through the technique a few times. I throw my right, I notice my opponent slipping that way, or his hand has been brought forward. I throw it halfway and bring my kick over the top. So that's the technique of the week. We'll just demonstrate it on the pads and show you how to train it.
So by this stage in the fight, Dan Henderson's already landed a couple of hard right hands on Hector, and he's got him reacting the way that he wants him to, and he's noticed that he's drawn his guard from his face. So as we go, we can see Hector's hand has been drawn across from the correct side of his guard to defend the kick, and it's been brought in front of his face to actually protect himself from the punch, which has opened his neck right up for Dan Henderson's kick to land. So we'll watch one of the best head kickers of all time, Mirko Cro Cop, put this technique in action. We'll see him use his straight left to cause his opponent to slip to the outside. Once he's got him slipping that way, he'll fire off his left high kick. That same technique in slow motion. We can see Mirko Cro Cop firing his straight left, and that causes his opponent to slip his head to the inside. Once he's got his opponent slipping that head to the inside, he can fire off his kick, and his opponent doesn't see it coming. So we'll just finish with me working with Coach George on how to actually train the technique, because it's all good and well seeing a technique and understanding a technique, but you have to learn how to also train that same technique. So here I am on the pads with Coach George, showing the same setup for the two right hands, feinting the last right hand with my kick coming over the top. Right hand, so the same setup, but instead it's the kick. Thanks for watching this week, guys, and hopefully I'll get one up next week. Cheers.